Call the meeting to order. Jackson County Commission work session, May 7th, 2018. First we have a calling of the roll. Ms. Johnson.
District 1, Tim Guthrie.
Present.
District 2, Jason Venable.
Present.
District 3, Melinda Gilbert. Here. District 4, Mike Swiss.
Present.
And we have the chairman, Mike Ashford.
Thank you, ma'am. Next we have the invocations. Would Mr. Porter? Yes, sir.
God, our Father in heaven, you're the creator of all things, and we look around us and we see your infinite beauty, the wisdom that you have shown in creating this wonderful place for us to live. We're thankful for that. We're thankful for these commissioners. We pray that they will have wisdom and discernment, make good decisions for the county. Continue to watch over us and bless us every day. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Would Mr. Duffy, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First, we have the approval of the agenda of tonight's meeting, May 7th, 2018. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. Next, we have public comments from citizens, and I don't believe we have anyone signed up. No comment from citizens today. Next, we'll go on with discussion item for the commission. First, let's discuss Jackson County Park at the pavilion at the campground for the campers. I think we were supposed to get some
I just got
specs.
one bid. Mr. Ashburn, and we got some specs. I think everybody should have a spec on the bid if we got.
We did, what, 3 bids, or 3 interested parties before?
Before, and then
And then only one bid.
after the
come back.
specs, after I give them the specs, they just have one.
Okay.
So the other two that were here were not interested in, they didn't get to buy it.
One comment said no, and one never showed back up, so.
Well, I called 2 more down Addison, and one of them told me, he said, I'll get with you, and I told him to send it to Mike, the chairman, but Mike said he didn't receive anything, so.
This one here about $400 something cheaper than the cheapest one last time.
Is this the Chambers and Son?
Sorry.
Is Chambers and Son, is that the one you're?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Any more discussion concerning this? If not, if there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next item is discuss revenue commissioner surplus property. Mr. Arnold had to be away, he couldn't be at the meeting today. He asked me to just kind of explain what this is. They have purchased 2 new vehicles for the Revenue Commission office, and they've got 2 Jeeps that are extras now, and they will put them on a gov deal.
So he's purchased 2 to replace these.
Yes. Already have it. If there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we have a discussion for our application designation letter for Council on Aging. And Lynn Thurman is here. If you have any questions, she might could explain this or.
Pretty straightforward. It's just something that we have to turn in every year. The only thing different on it is we have a new local transportation engineer, and a new chairman this year, so that's all that was changed in the letter from last year.
Any discussion? If there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we have to discuss adopting job description for clerk and revenue office. And you'll have this in the packet. It has the job description spelled out.
What changes have been made to this?
This was actually a position that was created.
Okay. I looked at it. Trying to get training.
Yeah, they just didn't have enough.
We had clerk, but didn't have Mackin clerk. If there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we have discussed Roseberry Rescue Group funding request. This is something we talked about during the last work session. I think some of you have had the opportunity to talk with other people concerning this and see if there's any more discussion.
I think we're gonna have to just look at some other factors, I mean, cause we've got so many things that came to the table. You know, myself, I don't see how we can make a decision here tonight unless some of this other money comes through on some of these grants. You know, if something comes through, something, it's available, you know, it's possible we can help out. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. But
As far as the funding from the current budget, this was not included in the 17-18 budget. As far as that goes, of course, you would have to vote to amend the budget.
I also know the TVA, so they, you know, sent letters that they sent money to do this kind of issues. But you know, we have not had it sent our way to take care of all the needs that we have been addressed.
Well,
Excuse me, what did you say TPA was? I'm
It
sorry.
said something about, something in here I read where it was stated, I just read across it, where they had sent some money, you know, back before when this came about. But, you know, I think it was a misunderstanding on some of that also, am I correct?
Yeah.
Because it was, as Mike said, it was not in our budget.
They never, TVA never sent
Well, it's
money
probably
for,
referring to that.
Legislative.
Isn't there some group that legislation put
Yeah,
together,
they-
and TVA
Gunnersville
funded
group.
it for, yeah, the Gunnersville.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Stakeholder group.
Yeah. But some of the issues come out in the paper and it makes it look like that we're responsible for holding the money. But, you know, I want y'all to realize we're not. We haven't really received anything.
well, if there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting to either move forward or not.
One day or so.
Next Monday. Next, we have to discuss recommendation for temporary worker at solid waste. You have that in the package, and their committee has picked this individual. If there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we have a discussion about updating the personnel handbook. Mr. Duffy?
there ain't a whole lot we can talk about in here today. We do have, an outdated handbook. I think last time it was updated 2004, 2005. So what I'd like to do is start, maybe look and see what the cost is gonna be to get that updated. Cause I think it's pretty critical, what you saying, before we get that done. Shouldn't have been done, I think, so.
And the last time it was actually updated was 2012, but it is still out of date, and there were a lot of changes made to it, and there's still a lot of conflicting provisions even within the one we have now.
It wasn't rewritten in
No,
2012.
We're still going on the 2005 handbook, and
You know, well, yeah, the last handbook was 2005. Yeah, the last time that the policy was adopted was in 2012. But it's still, and at that time, it was sort of piecemeal kind of, we got to do something, and so there was an attempt in about 2002 or 3 to have a complete, full revision, and I think some folks from Auburn worked on it. I think Bill Hodges was involved in that at the time, and they did a lot of work on it, and it never got adopted. So it's a hard thing to do.
since Mr. Manning has been here, wasn't there an attempt to get somebody from an outside firm
We
to?
discussed it at one time, but I don't think we have moved forward
did
and
not.
get anything done.
I know there's a lady that's with the ACCA, I'm gonna try to contact her, and see if I can get some numbers from
Yeah,
her.
ACCA should have some resources.
So, anyway, I think it's just important, I want everybody to be thinking about it, be on everybody's mind, because we gotta get that done.
Okay, if there's no objection, we'll place this on the next commission meeting agenda. Discuss recommendation for a temporary worker, discuss personnel policy regarding transfers between departments. We're talking about employee transfers between departments.
Yeah, I'd ask Mr. Ashburn to put this on tonight's discussion. When we adopted the pay scale, we got several people that were above the cap on the pay scale in a particular job. And then when they transfer within department or into another department, we're winding up, I think, Michelle, 10 or 12 people that fall under this. They're winding up doing the same job as 3 or 4 other people, and even though they were put at the top of the pay scale, the other people were outside the pay scale as well. So we're winding up with people that's got as much time and as much longevity with the county doing the same job for less money. In some cases, a couple of dollars an hour less. And I just wondered, I talked to Mr. Porter one time about it, and he checked into it that we could make some changes in that policy that would allow the department head to request the commission to place people's pay to similar to the people that's doing the same job, exact same job. You know, if we have a job where it's only one person, it's not an issue, like the deputy director, you know, he took a cut in pay when he moved from sheriff's department to deputy director, but there's not multiple people doing that job. We have route drivers and stuff like that that are taking a big cut in pay to move into a job, and then they're doing the same job as people that, you know, have the same seniority, same amount of time as they do. And I just wanted to address that, see if the commission's willing to look at doing something about that.
You know, when we adopted the new pay scale, I don't think we had ever had, you know, a pay scale.
That was one of our audit.
Yeah. So I knew that, you know, I think we all felt that they would, because we had to get it together, it was gonna be a work in progress, and we was gonna have to tweak it as we went when we seen things, like, because you couldn't see every issue before it's like that, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew that it ain't something we're just hand picking out. It's just the issues have always been there, we just didn't catch them.
Well,
Back
it's growing, you know, we didn't realize we'd have that much movement within
Right.
county employees.
Normally you don't, but now there's a lot of turnover
Yeah.
and jobs are coming more available.
We don't have to vote on it next meeting, but I would like Mr. Porter to put something together for us to look at, to see how we could address that, and maybe have it on the next work session or a work session pretty soon.
What does that need,
Have a little bit more discussion first, and then once you come up with some ideas, right?
Yeah.
And that'd be on the 21st. Any more discussion on this? Next, we want to discuss the HVAC issues at the courthouse.
talked to our maintenance, and, I reckon we got a chiller going down, ain't that right?
Well, we got that and a compressor.
Yeah. So what I did is I called, this gentleman here at Johnson Controls and had him do a scope of work. That way we can put it out for bid and let people bid on it. So we'll get this out and, try to get a couple more, these people, maybe 2 more, to bid on it. It's gonna be a pretty good job, but if that chiller goes down, we're gonna lose, well, probably 60–70% of the courthouse. So, I mean, it's critical we get this done before, because over the years, people just poured money into it. We just keep putting compressors and, wore out piece of equipment, so,
You have a ballpark figure of what we're talking about?
to be honest with you, I don't. I can probably look at it, to be honest with you, the first time I seen it was this morning. I can kinda look at it and give you some general numbers about what I think it'll be.
I believe we could use some capital improvement funds to take care of that.
Yeah.
So this would be a complete replacement of our current chiller.
Yeah. But we got one, it's a 2-stage, we got 2 compressors, one compressor's done gone, the other one's chattering.
And we can't buy parts for a lot of what we got now. because
Yeah, the controls are obsolete, you know, and, For them compressors, I think last time, I don't remember, it's $7,000-8,000. So if you go putting 2 compressors in it, you're looking at, $17,000-18,000 just for compressors. You still got a wore out machine.
Now, where is the chiller? Okay.
Yeah, well, what we're talking about doing is the cooling towers up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got the chiller in the basement. So what we're talking about doing is going instead of chilled water, it's going air cooled. And we can move the chiller outside and pipe right into the existing pipe, and that would save us some money, and then we won't have the cooling tower expense.
And what is that? It's in the basement.
It's the chiller.
The chiller.
The cooling towers is what.
Yeah. Cause now in the basement, Blakey bad last year.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
But it controls, like I said, 60-70% of the cooling here in the courthouse, so we can't let it go in.
Well, I'm of mind of whatever we do, we start updating our equipment and stuff, because we're getting to the point where we're having to buy stuff on eBay and stuff to try to find. Even some of these parts.
Well, like a controller,
Yeah.
they don't even make them anymore. So you're right, you have to go to eBay just to find that, and then if you get the software, I don't know of anybody except in Chattanooga, Huntsville, I think I'm the only one that gets software, Jack, around here, and I don't even do that type of work anymore. It's just something I happen to have from 20 years ago, and it's still on my laptop. But I also had them do it when they done this, to work it out to where, as we go forward, if we lose the air handler, everything goes together. So that way we can always,
Moving forward
Yeah.
instead of just patching.
Right, yeah. Because we got some air handlers in there that's 40 years old.
Yeah.
So,
I know that unit, the EMA went out year before last, and they did get a part off eBay. It's the only place you can find it.
it's amazing.
Well, Wayne's done a really good job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Finding
Yes.
parts and, he buys them even when we don't need them, because he knows we're gonna have to have them.
Yeah.
So if we put this further out there, we are gonna maybe have about 3 different bids, is what you're saying.
That's the reason I had them do this.
Right.
It ain't actually a bid. I just have to do the
just
scope for
scope
me.
for us right
And then
now.
I'll send it out to our
Kind
vice
of see what
chair.
kind of money we are looking
Yeah,
at.
yeah. Because we're gonna have to make some decisions first too, about where we're gonna set it.
Right.
Because at first, I thought about setting it on the roof, but I don't think it Chase is big enough to run the pipe in, so I think we're gonna have to set it out here, so. But I told Wayne I'd get with him tomorrow and look at it and try to figure out a location. That's the only thing they didn't have, was a location for Chelsea. So once we get it, we can send it out to two or three companies for it. And see if it comes back with a better number.
You think we'll have that by the next meeting, or you think we'll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should. I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna try to get it.
Well, if there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we're going to want to discuss the recommendation for the public works position. We have in the package one full-time hire, and then one temporary that's going to be extended. Is this right, Terry? For 6 months, and then one part-time new hire. And this is their hiring committee's recommendation.
We have that 6 down there, how many temporaries do we have now? It's hard to keep 6, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's why they keep replacing them with these H&T one interviews. To be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly how many we have at this time. I know that, one of these is replacing, I guess, the one that is,
Yeah.
yes. I don't think we've not been able to keep 6. We've not had enough people willing to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're still gonna show what we feel these are.
A short of 6, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
How is the trustees working out? I know I talked with Jonathan the other day, and he said we were getting a few of those,
Yeah,
heading
we
out
are.
and paving.
Yes, sir, yeah, they're doing good.
Doing good?
Some of them have actually came back as temporary workers.
Yes, yes, mhm.
Well,
After they got it.
right, that's what he said. So I just want to make sure we're still available for that.
Well, if there's no objection, we'll place this on the agenda for the next commission meeting. Next, we'll have reports from the staff. Mr. Carl Barnes, you have anything? Terry?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Lynn?
I would like to say, we're having a whole lot of overtime people coming and going. But today, the nutrition center managers and the nutrition coordinator and I went down to Paint Rock to the senior center to honor Rhonda Ashley, who, as of yesterday, had been an employee for Jackson County at that center for 35 years.
Really?
So, there are a few of us out there that hang in there, but I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention and let you know that she's doing a wonderful job, and it takes people like that to keep us going.
Right.
35 years.
35 years.
I got a thing from HR today where it's detailed the people that have come and went during this past month, and there's about 10 names, 10 or 12 names, either hires or resign or what, they've left employment. So, Mr. Porter, you have anything?
No, sir.
Okay, reports from the commission. Mr. Sisk, you have anything?
I've got a thank you card I'd like to read. I kind of addressed this, but I had this in my mailbox when I walked in today, is when it came to the last windstorm. And it says, the county team that did the work and clean up on County Road 250 did an excellent job. The neighbors all commented on the job. Well done. The men were so courteous. Please let them know how much we appreciate them, and tell each and every one their thoughts are always remembered for the work they do. Thank you, George and Mary Lee. That's on County Road 250.
That's good to know. Mr. Venable?
No, sir.
Mr. Guffey?
No, sir.
This concludes everything on today's agenda, so that I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. All opposed say no.